Hello class, today we're going to learn about dichotomous keys. So your heading for your title in your journal is Dichotomous Keys. Your TEK is 7.11a, examine organisms or their structures, such as insects or leaves, and use dichotomous keys for identification. So this means examine means to study, to observe it. Organism means a living thing. Their structures mean parts to their body. We know that there are different types of insects. Insects are bugs, and leaves. There are many types of leaves out there. And we use dichotomous keys to identify what the tree is, observing their leaves. Di means two. And a dichotomous means a tool used to identify an unknown organism. Okay, scientific names. Let's talk about that for a second. So, binomial nomenclature means a two-name system. That means genus and species, and it's in Latin or Greek, and it's used worldwide. Scientific names are universal languages for scientists. A genus is a group of similar species. Examples would be Felis, that means cat-like. Species is a group of organisms that have similar traits and are able to produce fertile offspring. Examples would be Catus. Catus is Latin for cat. Okay, so you're going to write down what's in blue. A dichotomous key is a tool used to identify species of organisms using observable characteristics. It does this by allowing the user to choose from pairs of descriptions about the organism's physical characteristics. Dichotomous means divided into two parts. Therefore, dichotomous keys always give two choices in each step. Okay, so you will watch the video.
Dichotomous key. There's a lot of birds in our world, and if you were asked to identify a bird based on its characteristics, you could probably do it. We could probably name the hummingbird, the owl, the duck, and the penguin based on its features. But if you were asked to name these birds using their scientific name, the task wouldn't be so easy. You wouldn't know the scientific name of these birds just by looking at them. Scientists have figured out a way to make a chart to help you better identify birds based on their characteristics. The chart is called a dichotomous key. Reading a dichotomous key is easy. Take a look at the hummingbird. To use a dichotomous key, start at number 1. At number 1, it's asking us to observe the feet of the bird. A hummingbird does not have webbed feet, so we'll go to step 3. Step 3 has us examine the bird's tufts. Our bird does not have tufts. We just figured out the scientific name. Let's try the dichotomous key again with a different bird. This time we have the penguin. Start at number 1. Our bird has webbed feet, so we're going to have to go to step 2. Step 2 has us count the number of toes. A penguin has 4 toes. We just figured out the scientific name of the penguin. Using the same chart, we can figure out the scientific name of the duck. Starting at number 1, we see our bird has webbed feet, so we'll go to step 2. We have to count the toes. The duck has 3. We just figured out the scientific name again. Lastly, an owl. Always start at number 1 on the dichotomous key and look at the features of the organism you're trying to identify. Our bird has tufts. This is its Dichotomous Keys scientific name. Dichotomous keys, charts that scientists use to figure out the scientific name of organisms or to help identify footprints. Dichotomous keys.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is you're going to create your flow map. So what? A dichotomous key is a tool used to identify species of organisms using observable characteristics. In your first box part of your flow map, you are going to write number 1, choose one organism to start. Number 2, read steps 1A and 1B. 3, decide which statement is true and follow the directions. Your next step is step 4. Keep following until this keep following, let me start over, I'm sorry. Number 4, keep following the steps until a step gives you the organism's name. This means the scientific name. And 5, repeat these steps until you have identified all organisms. Okay, I want you to create your so why. Why are dichotomous keys important? Dichotomous keys are important because it helps us identify unknown organisms. So let's practice our dichotomous key. So this is bird W. Remember, we always start on step 1. We read step 1A. The beak is long and slender. 1B says the beak is stout and heavy. Stout means wide. Okay, so this is 1B. This bird has a stout and heavy beak. We go to step 2. 2A says the bottom surface of the lower beak is flat and straight. Step 2 says the bottom surface of the lower beak is curved. This beak is flat and straight. So we found out our scientific name. I want you guys to get out a sticky note. I want you to try X, Y, and Z and write your answer on your sticky note. If you need help, raise your hand. Don't forget to pause when you need to. These are different types of leaves. Study these. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. Here is an insect, okay? Here's the antenna, here's the eye, here's the wings, the legs, the head, the thorax, which is the middle portion of the body, okay? Alrighty, class, if you need to rewind, but you will need to show your notes to your teacher in order for you to have completed this video. Also, we will need to see your sticky note. When you are ready, just raise your hand and we will come see you. Thank you. Have a good day.